this is something that happened long before any of this. Back when I was in college, I once had a date with a girl who was fairly unattractive. Actually, scratch the fairly part. It was a double date that a friend of mine set up, and she was the one who showed up as my date. She and my friend's girlfriend were in the same college dorm, and they were a year behind me in school. We had a quick meal together, the four of us. Then we paired off and went our own way. It was the end of autumn. She and I strolled around a park, then went into a cafe and talked over some coffee. She was short, with small eyes, and seemed like a nice person. She spoke in a quietly shy, distinctive voice. She must have had excellent vocal cords. "I'm in the tennis club in college," she told me. Her parents loved tennis, she added, and she'd played it with them since she was little. A healthy family by the sound of it, and a family that probably got along well too. But I'd hardly ever played tennis, so that put a damper on that subject. I loved jazz, but she knew next to nothing about it, so it was hard to find any subjects to talk about. Still, she said she'd like to hear more about jazz, so I launched into a monologue on Miles Davis and Art Pepper and how I got interested in jazz, what drew me to it. She listened attentively, but I'm not sure how much she really got. Then I walked her to the train station and we said goodbye. As we said goodbye, she gave me the phone number to her dorm. She wrote the number down on a blank page in her notebook, neatly tore it out, and handed it to me. But I never called her. A few days later, I ran across my friend who'd invited me on the double date, and he apologized. "I'm sorry for hooking you up with that, how should I put it, unattractive girl the other day," he said. "I was planning on introducing you to someone really cute, but at the last minute, something came up and she had to bail, so we asked the other girl to fill in. There was no one else in the dorm at the time. My girlfriend wanted to tell you she's sorry too. I'll make it up to you, I promise." After my friend said this, I felt like I should call the girl. Certainly she was no beauty, but she was more than just some unattractive girl. There was a slight difference between the two, and I didn't want to leave it at that. I don't know how to put it, but it seemed important to me. I couldn't let it go. Most likely, I'd never want her as my girlfriend, but I wouldn't mind seeing her and talking again. I didn't know what we'd talk about, but I was sure we'd find something. I couldn't just file her away under ugly girl and walk away. But I couldn't find the paper with her number. I remembered putting it in my coat pocket, but it was nowhere to be found. I might have accidentally tossed it away with some receipt I didn't need. That's probably what happened. The upshot was I couldn't phone her. If I'd asked my friend, he could have given me the dorm's number, but I wasn't wild about the idea of his reaction when I did, and I couldn't bring myself to ask. I forgot that whole incident for a long time and never tried to replay it in my mind. But here, as I write about F star and the way she looked, the whole thing has suddenly come back to me, in every detail. In the end of autumn, when I was 20, I had a one-time only date with a not-so-attractive girl, and we walked around a park as the day drew to an end. As we had a cup of coffee, I explained the finer points of Art Pepper's alto sax. how he'd make this amazing screeching sound with it sometimes. Which wasn't just some musical breakdown, I went on, but an important expression of his state of mind. Yes, I actually did use that expression, believe it or not. And then I lost forever her phone number. Forever, needless to say, is a very long time. These were both nothing more than a pair of minor incidents that happened in my trivial little life. Short side trips along the way. Even if they hadn't happened, I doubt my life would have wound up much different from what it is now. But still, these memories return to me sometimes, traveling down a very long passageway to arrive. And when they do, their unexpected power shakes me to the core, like an autumn wind that gusts at night, swirling fallen leaves in a forest, flattening the pampas grass in fields, and pounding hard on the doors to people's homes, over and over again.